Hiya, I am going to share with you one of, I think, my best skills, which I call the Virgo filing cabinet. And the good part about it is I can open up all of the drawers and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. So this week, especially with the energy that we have been experiencing, there are a lot of astrological pieces of the puzzle, and I have been seeing a number of astrologers talk about them separately, which is fantastic because I think it's very good to get the in-depth information on each of these aspects and energies that are happening. But I also think it is very helpful to have somebody put them together. So let me try and do that for you. So this week has been about pushing us to be ready for the complete transformation of self and relationships. And the way that it has done that has been over the last couple of months. So if you are feeling exhausted, if you are feeling emotionally drained, if you are feeling either highly intensely in all of your emotions or numb, either side of that, there are reasons for that, because what we have been going through, this roller coaster, has been intense, specifically for certain placements in the chart. So Venus in Leo in retrograde and Mercury retrograde, they've passed over now, we're finished with them. But they were asking us to look at the details within how we show up, what we want to be, what we want to do, what we don't desire in relationship connections. So when both of these things started moving forward, we were able to start seeing more clearly and start taking action toward fixing those things and bringing those into alignment with our values. So these were things we would have seen, like breaking up, quitting jobs, moving into relationships that were more committed to the values that you held, setting boundaries with people, and all of those things have started to become easier, or the need to do them has become more clear. Okay. So we had that piece of the puzzle. Then we had Lilith, who was in Leo, and that was teaching us about how we project our self-confidence and ego, and how we need to learn to be confident in things that we believe in order to project it honestly, so that our ego isn't out there showing up as a dark side and isn't out there to put people down because of how we repress our own self-confidence. Okay, so then we get to this week, this very transformative week in a very transformatively, very heavy energy month. Okay, so we have Venus move to Virgo. So this puts us into this energy of wanting to work towards building relationships. And it is kind of the emotional and spiritual work and the details of that that we start becoming critical of. How we are showing up. Are we showing up how we want to show who we are now, this evolved version of ourselves? Are we answering to ourselves in relation to what we need from others? Are others providing us what we need to stay on point with our own new value system that we have uncovered during the retrogrades? Okay, so we are very critically looking at these things. Okay, now as we are doing this, Pluto has moved direct. So he has been retrograde since May. He has been slowing down transformation. He has been allowing these retrogrades to roll through so that we can see the things that we need to transform. So now he has gone direct. It is the energy of expediting the transformations that we were thinking of and trying to manifest during retrogrades. Okay, so this is a mature energy. This is a direction, a hard working energy. So this is our authentic and shadow self truly speaking to us and asking us to please listen, because it is in our best interest. So Pluto is pushing this forward. So all of the work we have been doing on ourselves are now being pushed forward by Pluto's help. Okay, Capricorn, which is where Pluto is, wants to work. Okay, it's very focused, detail orientated, gets down and does the hard work. And so this is making us very focused on our subconscious shadow self and about what we want in there to change. All right. So then we had the Aries full moon energy, which we've been riding now for almost 2 weeks. And this allowed us to see all of these things and to think from a point of I am, okay? Think from a point of putting ourselves first. And so this allowed us to look at past cycles we've been in and to see how we didn't put ourselves first, to see how we need to step forward from our authentic self, okay? And so now with that, we've seen through the Aries moon eye of putting ourselves first and seeing where we didn't and the effect that that had on us. And so now Pluto is coming along like a wave to propel us in that direction, okay? So we also have had Lilith moving to Virgo, okay? So this has been another very important step towards this transformation, because this has been where helping us to see where we chose others over ourselves to look a certain way, to fit in, to adhere to standards within society, within family, within friendship groups. So where we have put ourselves second, and that has allowed this energy of self-judgment and self-criticism. And we have learned that those voices are not our own. We have seen where we have heard the external voices from society, from family, from social groups, and that those voices have allowed us to form rules around who we are as people. Okay, and so now we are being asked to look at how we project that negativity onto others, and how we do that as a way to avoid confronting it ourselves again. So bringing up this whole idea of the blocks that we have, the blocks that we put in place in relation to our own needs and our own voice, all right? Then on Wednesday, Mars moved to Scorpio, all right? So it loves it there. That's its home, that's its comfort, it's exalted, it's powerful there, okay? So this energy is the fire and the passion that we need, okay? Scorpio is a water sign, it is deep emotion, and Mars is action and initiative. So it's the masculine energy. So we will be able to understand all of the deep emotions that have shown themselves through the last couple of months, particularly this week, that we'll be able to work through them in order to move toward our own peace, to move toward listening to our authentic voice and standing in our truth. So this is the energy also of like making these moves in secret as well. And in secret in the way that we need to understand that if we give away this power, this energy to things that we can't control, we are also opening them up to somebody else's negativity when it is not their story to have an opinion on, okay? So this helps us be more confident as well to make these decisions without needing something external for guidance, all right? Healing the initial mother wound, okay? So it's about all of that external noise that we find distracting, okay? Other people's opinions, society's opinions, how we're going to look by making these choices. It helps us quiet that down when we keep things secret, when we keep them to ourselves, when we work through them with people that understand our true soul, that have space for us to be our true selves. And so it makes us secretive in the way that we don't want to share these things with people we don't think hear us or feel us on a soul level, people that we are deeply connected to, okay? Scorpio energy needs a deep connection. And so being in Mars, we will be more able to keep things and understand who to keep these things from in order to quieten that external noise so that we can only take guidance from ourselves, okay? Then today, Friday the 13th. Now, spooky, but also the positioning of it so close to the eclipse, all right? So 13 in tarot is the death card. So don't be frightened about death, because in astrology, death is not an end card, okay? And specifically when it comes to Scorpio energy, it is like burn to the ashes and rise as a phoenix. It is rebirth energy. So Friday the 13th, take this as a message about rebirth and about putting death to cycles. So we have this heavy energy, and it is only increasing. It is only increasing as we move towards this eclipse. All right. And so we stand here Friday the 13th with all of this powerful energy telling us to trust ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, and to push forward from that truth and put death to things that do not serve us. Okay, so what is the culmination of this energy? Well, it is the new moon eclipse happening at 2 a.m. This is Melbourne time, 2 a.m. Sunday morning. All right, so this new moon is especially powerful. It is in Libra at 21 degrees. So the death and rebirth energy of this, particularly in relationships, is huge, okay? So it is happening at the 21st degree of Libra, which is the Sagittarius degree, right? So this represents a large road and new places. So rebirth. This is about learning how to stand in our new, evolved self. This is that step into that, okay? And so being that it is in Libra, there is very much an energy of relationships and very much about learning how to stand in our authentic self in relation to how we balance that in relationship connections with other people, all right? So it's learning this new version of you, this new version's needs, its desires, its new boundaries, and how it wants to show up for others and how it needs others to show up for you, okay? So then we get to the eclipse energy, all right? Eclipses bring fated but unexpected events. They bring like explosive moments of revolution. And the purpose of this is to knock us onto the right path. So this energy is very supportive to us now showing up as this new version of us. If we feel like we show up as this new version of us, people will be shocked by it. This energy is supporting that. Okay, so do not be afraid to show up as the new evolved version of yourself. That is what this energy wants you to do. That is why you are feeling propelled forward. And that is why if you are trying to stop yourself from making these changes, you are going to feel awful. You are going to feel blocked. You are going to feel dark, and your inner voice is going to go real negative on you. Okay, so we need to be feeling empowered through this Mars in Scorpio to show up as this new evolution of ourselves, this ascended, this more emotionally and spiritually aware version of who we are, okay? Because this new moon eclipse is also happening on the South Node, that means we are going to be confronted by past events, past karmas, past thoughts, dreams, emotions. All of these things are going to be coming up for the sake of breaking free from them. All right. So this is heavy for some people. This is very heavy energy. Some of our karmic energy does not belong to these bodies. We do not have memories of it in that physical place, okay? They belong to the spirit, they belong to the inner child, and sometimes they belong to the generations that we are from. These are transgenerational karmas, sometimes ancestral karmas, karmas from different lives, however you want to believe it. These are things that we come into the world with, all right? So some of these things can be seen, and there are indicators in your birth chart on whether or not, on how much you're affected by these South Node karmas, okay? So in particular, through my work dealing with Lilith placements, there are some particular Lilith signs that come with a lot of extra karma on top of what we're all dealing with in the South Node, okay? So there are 5 in particular. Top one, if you have a Lilith in Cancer, bless your soul. Okay, Lilith in Cancer is a huge indicator of family karma, specifically from the mother's side. Okay, so this is like karma related to your roots and your ancestry. So a Lilith in Cancer is often a sign that your transgenerational traumas and karma run through the line of the mother. All right, so this is a particularly hard one to be coming up now while everyone is trying to heal their mother wound. So if you have a Lilith in Cancer and you feel like you are at the depths of your hole, yes, the dark hole is quite large for you. Like everybody is healing a mother wound right now, but yours in particular is literally the dark side of your emotions, okay? And so if you are being activated in your Lilith, if you are a sign that requires a lot of external validation, if you have Libra placements or Leo placements in some important areas of your chart, and you have a Lilith in Cancer, this energy is going to be a struggle for you, okay? Lilith in Sagittarius also, so this can indicate transgenerational karmas and traumas relating to having ideas, and there's like past lives of being involved with cults and being involved with, like, I guess, cult-like religions that don't allow you to think outside the box. Okay, so this is another very transformative placement that can come up with this eclipse energy being quite large. Okay, Lilith in Scorpio is, you could have past karmas of always keeping secrets. All right, so this energy, again, you're trying to heal from this because your own personal secrets, you need to know them so that you can be in your authentic self. Okay, Lilith in Aquarius, so this is like that kind of karma of having always learned that trusting someone can get you hurt. All right, so like this is like past life, past generational traumas from like traumatic betrayal. All right, so Lilith in Capricorn is the last one that I want to talk about, and that is like your parents didn't let you grow up, like you were being held back, so that it's like that energy of blaming authority figures, okay? And it's like you learned helplessness. So when this is showing up under this energy, it's like asking you to kind of take responsibility for yourself, okay? So those 5 placements, the transgenerational karmas that come with them, are going to be quite heavy, specifically Lilith in Cancer, okay? Okay, so the eclipse energy, it's not only this final explosive energy towards this transformation, but it's also a renewal, okay? So allow these feelings to come up and be felt, and keep pushing through them from your truth, because we are being supported to do that. All of the movements of the universal energy this week is supporting us to do that, okay? This Libra eclipse is closing cycles that started in November 2021. It is a renewal and a chance to use the energy from 9 years ago in a completely new way. And it is the first chance in 250 years for us to break free from generational karmas and choose the other path of that crossroad. This is like the first time for everybody walking on this planet to be faced with such a crossroad, okay? So tap into this energy, tap into its power, and you will find yourself looking back in November and thinking, everything has changed, all right? And remember, and this might sound crazy, time is a flat circle. Our past, our present, and our future selves all exist at once. That is why ancestral karma, traumas from the past, when they show up, we feel them in our physical body, because part of us is in that space still. That is how we can heal these things. That is also how what is truly for you, what is your soul purpose in the future, is already yours. It already exists. You already hold it in your hand. You just need to trust the universe and your authentic voice to show you the way there. That is how we get there faster. We use the energy of the universe. We do what it's asking us to do. We heal with its power. We propel ourselves forward from the knowing in our authentic soul. That is how we get to that part faster. That is how we get to the thing that we already hold in our hands. Okay? I hope that helped. Good luck. Tap in and do not attach yourself to the overwhelming emotions that show up during the next 3 days. Do not attach yourself to them. They are not who you are. They are what your physical body needs to feel to heal your spirit, to allow yourself to hear your true, authentic voice and see your purpose. If you need any help, hit me up. I can do your birth chart. I can tell you how this is affecting you specifically. I can do kind of an emotional and spiritual therapy session with you to give you some guidance and explanation on where to be focusing your thoughts and how to be using journaling or what it is that you could use, and making some sense to a lot of the madness that people are feeling right now, okay? So until you see my face again, potentially on the other side of this eclipse energy, stay weird.